Let's get our induction ceremony underway. Jon Keserich, will you please step forward? Jon Keserich is representing the late Eddie Gornak and the Gornak family here tonight. Eddie Gornak was a tremendous star at Midland High School, a multi-sport star. He went on to fame at the University of Detroit to play for the Fighting Titans, and his nephew Jon is here to accept the award tonight for the late Eddie Gornak. Jon, welcome.
Thank you. And unlike most of these speakers, I'm going to read a little more from the paper. They just kind of talk, and I don't know how they do it. But first of all, let me say thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee and all of you in attendance today and for making this event possible for us. I accept this award on behalf of my uncle. He passed away April 16th. It was sudden. And you have no idea what tonight would have meant to him. I mean, there's some people here that know him. If you would have just imagined the grin that he would have had on his face today, especially this year, my son Andrew was inducted at his high school Hall of Fame, and they would have had a lot of competition on who went in first, and Andrew would have had some bragging rights. It meant a lot to him. He often spoke about his accomplishments on the high school football field and basketball court, more than you could ever imagine. But he was an amazing person. He was not only a Hall of Fame athlete, he was a Hall of Fame person. He was a successful businessman, settled in New Orleans, lived his entire life there with his wife Audrey, my aunt, his son Michael, 2 grandchildren, all of which I miss him terribly. Growing up, I spent a lot of time with my uncle. Spent a lot of summers with him. And later in life, spent a lot of days at football fields and Saints games, which I don't necessarily Saints fan, especially here in Pittsburgh. But I want to make that clear, so when I got to my car, I'm proud. He would tell me all about all his memories here in Midland and talk about, the people he played with. George Allen, heard a lot about him. People like Yukika, Radella, Keserich, all these good old ethnic names. He talked about playing with Coach McCluskey, Coach Meyer, Coach Dershmeyer, I guess basketball. But he loved telling the stories. But more than anything, he liked talking about Midland. And he was very proud to be from Midland, Pennsylvania. To know him, he was a very gregarious guy. And whenever he'd meet people, the first thing he'd ask them where they were from. And he only said that so he had the opportunity to tell them he was from Midland. He was very proud of the fact, raised by immigrant parents. My Uncle George was on the 52 team, by the way, and my mother Mary all grew up here in Midland. So, he was just a wonderful person who grew up in a wonderful town. And I had a lot of great memories with him. And I want to thank all of you for giving me my last memory with him. So, thank you very much.